Okay, so we are in game, and we're gonna run over here real quick, and sure enough, there's our little zombie friend sitting there doing a whole lot of nothing. So we can go over here and, you know, beat him up and all that good stuff. And, you know, this is pretty straightforward. There's nothing complicated or difficult about what we've done here. We've basically created a waypoint, configured a waypoint to spawn this zombie, and when I'm finished with him, you know, a new one will spawn 2 minutes later. So, nothing terribly complex. And I'm not going to actually sit here and wait the 2 minutes for him to respawn, because that can get a little boring. So what I'm going to do is just finish this guy off here, and there you go. So in another 2 minutes, another one will spawn right here, and, you know, wash, rinse, and repeat. So what we're going to do is go back into the tool set, and now that we've got this kind of foundation laid, we're going to build on it. So we'll see you back there in the tool set. Okay, so we are back in the tool set, and what we're going to do now is basically change our waypoint here up a little bit, make it a little bit more interesting. So this is our waypoint here with our zombie that we got on him. So we're going to make this do something a little different. So we're going to bring over our blueprints, and we're going to do create a brand new one. We're going to create a ghoul copy. So we're just going to go copy blueprint module, and now you can see we've got two custom creatures. We've got our zombie and we've got our ghoul. Okay, so we're going to go back, make sure we don't want to place him yet. We're going to want to make sure we got our waypoint selected. Then we're going to fire up the spawning plugin, file, edit, waypoint instance. And again, you see this is our zombie configuration. What we want to do with this one is we want to remove the zombie, because we're going to make a change to it. We're going to re-add him in. We're going to ensure his frequency is set to common, and we're going to set the quantity to 2. Then we're going to select ghoul, and we're going to change his frequency to rare, change his quantity to 1, and add him in. So as you can see, we've got both the zombie and ghoul, and their quantity for zombies is 2. For the time being, ignore the frequency, because the way we have this configured, frequency is not currently used. And the reason why it's not currently used is because we have this spawn count radio box here set to full. Okay, so we're going to get into that when we get to the point where we're going to change this. But for now, whenever the spawn count is set to full, you can ignore the frequency. What happens is we're actually going to use the quantity field. Okay, so in this, we expect to see 2 zombies and 1 ghoul appear. So we'll do that. We want to do an update scripts because our ghoul is brand new. This is the first time we've used him, so you want to do an update scripts. You only have to do this when you do a brand new creature. When you've just created a brand new creature, you want to do your update scripts, and click OK, and then finish. That's it. We're going to go back in game and see how this behaves. Alright, we're back in game, and we're going to run over here and take a look at our spawning point, and as we can see, we've got ourselves a ghoul, a zombie, and a zombie. So all 3 creatures that we have configured have spawned. And same thing as before, we're going to kill these creatures, and 2 minutes later they're going to respawn. Oh, I failed. Just a note to point out with these groups of creatures like this is that as I kill each one, what'll happen is they will respawn 2 minutes from the time of their death. So if I, you know, kill that one ghoul, and you know, I'm about to kill this one zombie here, and I leave this zombie alive, that doesn't mean the rest of the creatures won't spawn anymore. They will actually spawn according to their correct spawn time. So The spawner will keep spawning these creatures to make sure that they're all there. You know, if I keep this like this, I haven't ruined the spawn point. My ghoul and my zombie that I just killed will respawn when their appropriate time has come, even if this guy is still alive. So that's that's a term we call breaking a camp, when you have all creatures spawned and you kill them one by one, with a minute or so in a difference. What that allows you to do is it allows you to rush a camp of creatures, get in there, kind of sit back, and then kind of take them on one by one as they respawn. So again, I'm not going to sit here and wait the entire time for these guys to respawn. That'll just take too long. And go back into the tool set and see what else we can do. So we'll see you back in there. Okay, so we're back in the tool set, and we're going to demonstrate the next part using the same one waypoint where our zombies and ghouls are configured. We'll select it, we'll fire up the spawning plugin again, and file edit waypoint instance. And what we're going to do this time is we're going to actually change the spawn count from full to random. So we're going to hit random, and you'll see two new fields appear here, min spawn and max spawn. We're going to change both of these to read 1. Now, what's happened when we do this is that what we're telling the system is that we want this spawn point to only ever spawn one creature at a time maximum, and once that creature is either despawned or destroyed, one new creature is going to be respawned 2 minutes later based on these numbers here. The one creature that's going to spawn is going to be something that's randomly chosen from this list based on frequency. So in this example, we're going to see that our zombies are set to common, our ghoul is set to rare. So oftentimes we're going to see one zombie at this spawn point, and every now and then we're going to see a ghoul appear, and that'll be rare. But we will see one every now and then. But most of the time we're going to see a zombie, and once in a while we'll see a ghoul. That's what this means. So with this kind of setup, we can actually have, several creatures spawn. We can change the min and max to have a couple of creatures spawn and have a fairly interesting list of different creatures here. Have them randomly chosen from them with different frequencies. I could have a couple of different kinds of goblin with a chief goblin, and have the chief goblin set to very rare or something. And as players come along and defeat the creatures that are there, they respawn, and once in a while they'll see the chief kind of thing. So that's what this does. So we're going to do that for one thing and finish. Next thing we're going to do for this part of the tutorial is we're going to create a placeable object. So we're going to go and look for this little dirt mound that I like to use, and we're going to copy that just like we did with everything else, and you'll see there's our custom dirt mound. So we're going to put him back. Actually, no, I'm going to keep that. And this time I'm going to lay a new spawn point. And as I described before, I'm going to use the non-mob one. And as I said, it's exactly like the other one, only it's a different color. So I like to be able to tell which one's which, placeables versus creatures, and lay that like so. So now we'll have him selected, and then we'll select plugins and fire up our spawn plugin again and edit. And as you can see, it's an empty spawn point. We're going to change from creature type to placeable type. And of course we just get a little message saying changing the type will clear your object list. So if I had creatures in here, when I change it over to placeable, they'll get cleared. So I'll say yes. I pull down my pull down box and I can see the dirt mound. So we'll choose dirt mound and add him in with the default common quantity 1, and we're going to make that respawn once every minute. There we go. And that's it. That's all we're going to do with that. Because this is a brand new object we've never used before, we're going to do an update scripts, and we're going to say yes, updates complete, and click finish. Now whenever we do those update scripts, you're definitely going to want to do a recompile of your scripts, because sometimes those scripts get modified by that button, so you're going to want to make sure you recompile them. I didn't put a compiler option in the code, because I know some people are compiling with different compilers, so unfortunately it's a manual process you'll have to do every now and then. So just be sure to compile your scripts regularly. And now we have that one done. One more thing I want to do to our dirt mound. I'm just going to bring over his properties here. No point in respawning them if you can't do anything with it. So we're going to change from static to usable. And that's that. And if you want to know what update scripts did on the placeable object, as you can see, it put an event in closed and it put an event in death. So we'll leave that, and we'll get rid of that. And oh, don't want that. And that's it. That's what we're going to do. So we're going to save this. We're going to do a compile all scripts. And we'll save this and go back in game and see what it looks like.